Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Bible art journaling activity and devotional. I'm your host, Adrian Rowe-Saulsbury. Glad to be with you this Wednesday morning. Hump day already. I say it all the time. Get it done. Whatever it is you're trying to do, get it done, because time waits for nobody. I'm sorry I'm a little tardy this morning. My daughter's got pictures today, so we had to do a little something extra. Our mommies know how that go. So, you got everything, baby?
Yep.
All right. Have a great day. I'll see you a little later, okay? All right. Love you. We'll see. All right. So let's. You got everything? All right. Careful. My people. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me pray. Father in heaven, I just want to thank you so very much for another day that you've given to us, life, health, and strength, and just the opportunity to do something special for you. I pray that you will be with us in our segment this morning, and bless all those who get on with me live, as well as those who will take a peek at the video maybe a little later on. May your ministry, your message go far and wide, and may it bless us. In Christ's name, amen. All right. Hey, Andrea, good morning to you. Thanks for being on with me this morning. I don't know if folks can find me anymore. Since I've gone to this page, I have it public, but I don't know. I guess they'll find me. I guess so. And I guess I'll keep posting it to my thing till they catch on. Anyway, today I am in 1 Samuel today. And, still dealing and talking about our... It's been a problem finding me. Oh no. Good morning, Ruth. Well, I hope one day because of the change. Oh, it's just been one day, Andrew. Wasn't it yesterday I started this? I think. You were on with me, weren't you? I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep putting out the notices and letting people know. All right. So I'm in 1 Samuel, the 20th chapter, and still dealing with our theme of tears and weeping. And for those of you that, get on a little later on and you haven't been with me, the theme this week is, it was in Psalm 56, verse 8. Where are we? Here it is. This is kind of where we are taking our message from this week. That God, the God that we serve, He sees every tear. And in Psalm 56, verse 8, He says, "You put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book?" He's keeping record of our tears. And I just thought that was a beautiful thought, a beautiful message, a wonderful promise, and it gives us a sense of security in knowing that God sees us, and even the tears that fall from our eyes, He's catching those and putting them in a bottle. And not only is God seeing our tears and saving them and recording them, we have our elder brother, Jesus. And he wept too. And he sees what we're going through, and he's connected to I'm sorry. I stopped because I'm just seeing your thing. Ruth, you're getting notifications, but Andrea, you're not? Okay, I don't know what that's about. Get a notice. Okay. It is a usual finding, Ruth. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pray on it, y'all. And I look. I'm not. I just told the Lord, and I say it all the time. Lord, you got to do all the techie stuff. I'm trying to just get on and talk about your word and paint. And I wish I could help you and tell you what to do with that. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, we figure it out. All right. So Jesus, our elder brother, he is affiliated, and he with our sorrows, and what's the word say? And I say he's acquainted, huh? And he weeps too. And so he has a bottle here. And not only did he weep here at the graveside of Lazarus, and we know that story, but over in Luke, that's where we were the other day, he wept for Jerusalem. And it said in verse 44 that he was weeping because they did not recognize the time when God visited them. And so my question yesterday was, are you recognizing him? He might be visiting you today. Are you recognizing him today? That was the thought. So today's thought, today's message, and I didn't do my spiel and all that because, I'm going to move a little fast and try to anyway. Is David and Jonathan, and they were best friends. And their story here when they have to depart is in 1 Samuel, the 20th chapter. And David is saying, Jonathan, what have I done to your dad? And they come up with something. There was supposed to be a meal at the king's table. David was supposed to be there for 2 days, and David doesn't show. And he makes this promise and this plan with Jonathan. Jonathan was going to try to fill out his father, and try to get a sense of, really, are you really want to try to kill David? He was really trying to fill out his dad and see where his mind was. Well, after Jonathan gives Saul the story that, David went to go with his brothers to, hometown or somewhere afar off, to do some sacrifice because it was supposed to be a special time or whatever. Saul was angry that Jonathan had given him permission to go, and he threw a spear or something at his son, which gave Jonathan the indication that, okay, my dad is pretty serious about, taking David's life. Well, Jonathan and David had come up with a plan that, and how he was going to get a message to him, of whether he should come on back to the kingdom or, keep running. And there were 3 spears involved, and a young boy, and this little servant that was supposed to go after these spears. And if the spears were beyond the boy, when Jonathan would shoot them, then David, who was waiting near this rock, would know that he would need to leave. And so down here in verse 41 of chapter 20, it says, when the servant had gone, that was the little boy who was, running after the arrows, David got up from the south side of the stone Ezel. fell face down on the ground and paid homage 3 times. Then he and Jonathan kissed each other and wept with each other, though David wept more. And then Jonathan then said to David, "Go in the assurance the 2 of us pledged in the name of the Lord when we said, 'The Lord will be a witness between you and me, and between my offspring and your offspring forever.'" Then David left, and Jonathan went into the city. And so that was kind of like their goodbye. They knew that they were not going to be able to maybe see each other and all of that. David would no longer be there in the city, because look, for a bit David was he was playing his harp for Saul, because Saul's mind was kind of gone, y'all. It was kind of gone. All right, I'm going to attempt to do this bottle. He's going to get they're going to get a bottle. We're going to do like 2 chains or something that kind of represent our friends here, David and Jonathan. They had a very special relationship, very, very good friends, and so let's see. And then I want to dip that there, and I think I'll do this one kind of straight across, maybe not over, but maybe a little under. So this is kind of how it goes for me, y'all. I will come up with the scripture, and then we'll just kind of run with it. And I've been enjoying doing these bottles. It gives me something else to look at in my Bible, something different. All right, let's see. I think I want that to come out just a bit like that. I want to do that and that. Maybe. And you get it the way you want. I say that all the time. David and Jonathan had a very special relationship, and it's a rare find when you can find good friends. It really, really is. And when you do, hold on to them. Hold on to them. Let's see. I want to do kind of some chains. I know they look kind of funny, but, and then I'm going to do like a little, can you all see what I'm doing? I hope I can, I hope I'm in the camera. You need people in your life that you can count on. And I mean, it's kind of tragic that, Saul was so messed up in his mind that, I think I want this chain to be a little longer. And we'll put this one down here. You know, what was I saying? I was talking about Saul and the idea that, you know, he was so messed up in his mind, and he just kind of went mad, you know. Okay. Guess they don't have to be too big. I think that's good. All right. You know, I always say, get it the way you want it. You know? But anyway, so, you know, it's really kind of, really kind of bad for Jonathan and David. You know, they had enjoyed each other. I would imagine, you know, kind of grew up together. David was there playing on his harp for Saul for many years. And, you know, they had become a part of each other's lives. And now, you know, Saul was kind of messing that up. I'm going to wait to put in my detail. We'll do that once I, let's see, I probably could have went on and I think I want those touching. And I can do that once I do. Let's get some color down. Come on. You know, sometimes I just get anxious. I'm ready to paint. All right. I think I want, I think I'm going to use this color for my, and I'm using gelatos. Okay. Thinking that I want to probably kind of make this as royal looking as possible. This is a very light color, but I think it'll be okay. All right, a little bit of water. It's like a sea foam. What's this color called? Aqua Dulce. Sweet water. All right. And anyway, you know, David ends up doing something very, after, well, there's a war that breaks out. This is some time after. There's a war that breaks out, and both Jonathan as well as Saul die. And we've talked about this story where Mephibosheth, it is Jonathan's grandson. And David takes him in because of his relationship with Jonathan, the father, grandfather. They were very good friends. We need friends like that. I'm not saying go get a whole bunch of them. What I'm saying is, if you have one, if you have one that, you know, and can experience the kind of friendship and love like Jonathan and David, you're blessed. It's a blessing, and hold on to it. Do not take that for granted. Okay. It's a very light color, and I think I want to add just a little bit of this darker blue, maybe. I'm going to add that in here. Let's do a little more. You know, I like to mix my colors just a bit. And Jonathan, you know, he protected David even at the risk of his own life. Good Lord. I mean, his own dad is like, okay, I will kill you. We're going to throw a spear at your own child. What? Yeah. Okay. And I think what I might do is, and see in some of these areas, I want it a little darker, and I think I'll use my, I think I will use my Inktense pencil. Let me see if I can. I just want a little bit here and there. And you see, I just kind of put a little bit of water in my plate. I'm kind of mixing those two. That's okay. All right, so those of you that are you know, planning on doing something like this, what I used was I used a little bit of this snow cone. I used this Aqua Dulce, and then I used my Inktense pencil, Sea Blue. All right, and that's just to kind of, you know, so that it doesn't just look plain. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just not one color. And I think I really want maybe a little bit over here. All right. Okay. If you're just joining me this morning, I am in 1 Samuel, the 20th chapter, and talking about the relationship between Jonathan and David, and right when they are about to leave each other, and, you know, no telling when they would be able to freely enjoy one another's company again. It's the scene where you know, Jonathan sends word, hey, don't come back to the city. You know, you're going to have to run. And they embrace each other. It says they kiss and they weep. And so, just they shared a great relationship. Anita, hey. Diane, good morning. You're blessed with good friends, Diane. Very good. Very good. All right, so let's do something else to our bottle here. Let's do background first. Let me do background first. And I think I want something nice and bright. I'm going to do this orange around there. That should really kind of make our, and you know me, I'm going to add a little bit. That's going to be my base, but I'm going to add a little bit of a darker color. Let's see. There we go. Just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. I'll keep using my big brush here. I got a big area, so I'll go big with a bigger brush. Actually, I could go larger than this, huh? I rarely get to use this. It's sopped up. You see, it sopped up my whole, sopped up all the water. It's a very light color. Very light. All right. Let me get a little bit more of that orange. Because I wanted it orange. I didn't really want it red, but that red was a little overpowering, wasn't it? And it's all right. When I was little, I remember the two favorite colors were kind of like an aqua blue and this like a red orange color. I was obsessed. Okay, we'll leave it. All right, I was saying that I kind of wanted it to look a little regal. I've got some gold metallic paint that I'm going to use here for the rest of our decorations here. And we'll put some stuff on top of it. But first, let me clean this up and let me get my blow dryer so that I can dry real good. And yes, and hey, if you've got a good friend like you know, and have a relationship like Jonathan and let me put this in the back. Jonathan and David, you are blessed. Hold on to that. And you know, it's a rarity. Come on. You know, somebody you can pray with, and you can tell your dreams with, and, you know, and somebody who's going to tell you the truth now. You don't want somebody who's just going to agree with everything you say, right? That's not a friend. All right, I'm going to dry this, okay? Give me a few moments. let's get our gold. I said I wanted this to be a little bit more regal because we're talking about one King David. He's not the king yet, but he's on his way. And then Jonathan, he's a prince because his dad is the king. Okay, so I wanted this to look a little bit more majestic and, you know, royal. Okay. I've got this, these are real inexpensive, Craft Smart, along with that folk art. I think I've got Americana or something like that. It's just craft paint. It's acrylic, and great, you know, for this kind of stuff. And, you know, pretty inexpensive, okay? And I'm just going to put on a thin coat here. Y'all, I gotta lay hands on my refrigerator. Y'all pray for me. I thank the Lord I had a freezer out in the garage that I can put my freezer. That freezer started going first, and now it's the refrigerator part that's kind of acting crazy on me. So you all. You all pray. I don't want to go. We just got that thing. It's not even, I don't even think it's 2 years old yet. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this all on the top part of my bottle, okay? And, of course, we're using a bottle for our theme this week. In keeping with our main text, our first text of the week, where it says that God bottles our tears. And so we're looking at various stories in the Bible and individuals who did some weeping. And first 2 days we talked about Jesus, Jesus, our elder brother. And he wept. He weeps. He wept. Okay. All right. So we'll let that dry. I've got some areas right in here, but that's okay. We've got some detail work to do. I want to change my brush. And these brushes are great. This is like a universal brush. You see me use this with watercolor, the ink tints, the gelatos. Not every paintbrush you can use, you know, for everything. But this is like a universal brush, and so it's great. They were real inexpensive. So I suggest trying to find those, okay? I'm just putting this down, and then we're gonna, of course, you know, work on some detailed stuff, okay? Still using that gold metallic paint, and you know, it's okay. I've got all these little funny pencil lines, so after a while we won't see those. Okay. I might go over this like twice or so. All right. Morning, Tasha. How are you? And Diane Wood, good morning to you. Thanks for being with me. Some folks are finding me. will post this still on my personal timeline. I was just been being bombarded with a lot of friend requests, and not that I'm not trying to be friendly. Don't. I'm not trying to be friendly. Yes, I am. I'm trying to be friendly. But several folks have asked about, having my own group, and I really, I really didn't want to. I'll be honest. I really didn't want to do that, because I didn't really want to take away from anybody else's group. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do my video, and if you saw it, wonderful. If you were blessed by it, that's, what more could I ask? I really wasn't. But I got a lot of requests from friends who, want to see the videos once when it pops up. They want, they're trying to connect. And so, here we go. Bible art journaling every day. And I don't know if people are able to see it. Hopefully they'll find me, and they'll catch on. All right. I think I still want okay, I just wanted to add a little bit more. I have a gel pen, a gold gel pen, and so I can, because see, now with acrylic, you can keep adding on, and because this is, eventually it'll be real thick, and when you touch it, it'll, it's going to have a little bit of dimension to it. I kind of like that. All right. Let's let that do its thing, and we'll come back to it. And while that's drying a little bit, I will take my blow dryer and really help it in just a few moments. But while we are kind of waiting on that, let's take our colored pencil. It's just a regular colored pencil, and I'm gonna make a nice shadow on the side. I try to go, very close to my background color, and slightly darker. I'm going to try to stay out of the paint. All right, so if you're just joining me this morning, I am journaling really the verses, verse 41 in the 20th chapter of 1 Samuel, okay? It is showing us the time where Jonathan and David are kind of parting, and where David's not going to return back to the city, not return to Saul's table and his court, Um, because Saul had lost his mind and he was trying to kill him. So we find David and Jonathan at a stone, which is called Ezel, which is, I looked it up, it means separate or separating, and or walk, or some variations like that, kind of like a departure. And that's kind of what happens right here, where Jonathan and David are embracing each other and weeping. And David, it says here, David wept the more. And very sweet, tender moment between two friends. And then it wasn't nothing they could do. That crazy Saul. All right, I'm going to dry this real good. It's real thin, so, this is not going to take long at all. It's a real thin, layer of acrylic, this gold, so it shouldn't take too long, okay? Okay, so I've got a few areas I kind of need to clean up, and what I want to do is use, let's see, do I want to use this color? I'll use this color. And I'm going to kind of go around it. You'd be surprised when you do these little added touches. Really, this is really close to what I have down here on my, so that's good. Okay. And those of you that are doing this kind of work, please share it. This is a great place for you to post. I know most of you have lots of groups and things that you are affiliated with. This is a great place too for you to share all of that with us too, okay? So I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to put some detail on our chain too. It's music day for me today. I'll be going to go teach, and it was picture day for my daughter, and that's why I was kind of tardy getting on this morning, because we had to do a little extra. Had to do a little extra. All right, I think I want to put a little bit up here. Okay. And even around here, I think, just a little. Let's put some up here. Okay. Good morning, Ari. How are you this morning? People are finding me. All right, I think what I want to do here, I scribbled in a little bit of something or another, but I don't know. I think I'm going to try to use this gel pen and see what that does. I kind of made them a lot bigger, and I think I need to just go ahead and I'm clearly not following my drawing. Okay. I'll do this one. This is a nice color against that gold. Okay. And this one's going to be a little tricky because it's just half. You know, I have to kind of pretend. All right. And I think I want to use some of down here in my chain, just maybe on the inside of the, it's going to help give it some definition. Now, writing on that colored pencil is hard, okay? It kind of resists. But if I put it right on the chain, that works. The gold, if I, try to color on the gold part, it works that way, okay? Alright. Definitely works better. Alright. Right on top of that gold paint, but if I try to draw on the color pencil, it kind of resists that. It doesn't like that so much. I want to hold on to this because I think I want to use that again. And let's pick up another color. Let's pick up, I want to do something here in my lines here, and I think I want to go red. This is kind of a bright red, and I'm going to just test it out. Yeah, that's, whoa. We'll put a little bit on there. And I think the rest is going to be brown. Okay. Do I want to do this dark brown? Maybe in some spots. Not just yet, though. Let's... I could do that orange. That'll pick up a little bit of that color over there. All right, we're just trying to really make this look kind of regal. our bottle today. All right. And then I really wanted the top of this to be as intricate as possible. And, you know, I am not professing to be, you know, anybody's real artist, okay? I just do kind of what I like, what I feel. And I just have fun, okay? So, I'm just going to do some like random squiggly lines and you know, if I don't like it, I will paint over it. Yeah. I want to have friendships like Jonathan and David did, you know. I can say that I have friends like that, and you know, who are protective of me, and I want to be a friend like that too. All right, this is really kind of brown, but it looks very dark, doesn't it? Looks black almost, and I'm gonna add a little bit of let's put that in there. I'm telling you, it really does something when you add just a little bit of a dark color. I'm going to add a little bit of white too. All right. Okay. We're almost done. I'm going to add, let's see, I'm going to take my white, and we're going to add a little bit of that in there. Probably could just use some white paint, but you know. I'm going to need some brown over here on this side, I think. Add a little bit here and here. You're not going to be able to see that on that part. I probably should have just used some white paint. And, you know, I'm not opposed to getting some out to fix that. I don't like the scribble marks I just made, so we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit of white paint on that. Just on the top of that. And all right. A little bit of white in here somewhere. Okay. That's good. Let's not add too much. All right. Let's get some words on here and then we'll be done, okay? Let me see. Yes, because I'm just about out of time. All right. Let's see. Oh, the red one goes here. That's why it didn't work. All right. There we go. All right. So I, I like to try to put with my journaling, I like to try to put down some words that are really going to stick out and help jog my memory, maybe about the story or just the message. Very sweet relationship between Jonathan and David. And, the idea that Jonathan was willing to kind of put his life on the line for his friend, and then, try to warn him about what his dad, I know Jonathan did not want to believe that his father was capable of, such hatred and you're just so evil spirited towards David, and but Jonathan saw that night, that day, where his father's heart was, and decided to warn his friend. And to allow him to, be able to run and escape and leave. And but it was sad because this meant that he was not going to see his friend, possibly anymore ever. But anyway, in verse 41, it says, David, he got up from that stone and fell face down to the ground, and he paid homage 3 times. And then he and Jonathan, they kissed each other and they wept with each other. And it says, though David wept more. And just a very sweet, tender scene between 2 friends. And I think it speaks to us in terms of the kind of friends we have with one another, and or how they should be, how our relationships should be. Jesus had his 3, you know what I mean? He had his 12, but he had his 3. And I'm just saying that if you have a friend in someone like this, like David and Jonathan, you are blessed and highly favored, and it's very precious. So hold on to it, okay? All right, let's get some words down. I think I just want to put David wept, though David wept more. Let's just put David wept more. And I always do it in pencil first because I don't really trust myself, you all. All right. Now I'm using Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen. This is a small tip to trace, not really trace so much. The pencil really just kind of gives me an idea. It's like a guide. It just gives me an idea of where I can go. Okay. I'm almost done. All right. I'm going to use my bold tip. All right. It's about time to get another one. It's kind of, or unless this is the old one. Let me see. I have two. Let's see. Let's see. Here it goes. The other one is kind of dried out. I'm still holding on to it though. You know what I'm saying? Still holding on to it. I don't want to let it go just yet. All right, I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. I'm gonna finish up. I will post. All right, and hey, invite your friends and tell them to find me. I'm here in our new address. BAJ every day. Bible art journaling every day. I try to be on every day, except Sabbath, okay? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Cultivate your relationships. They're precious, okay? And, you know, pray we all have friends like David, relationships like David and Jonathan. All right? All right, I'm going to finish up. I'll post, and yes, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. We'll do it again, okay? God bless you. May your journey be sweet. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.